Hello everyone, nice to have you all back. Welcome to my chili workshop. Today's topic, this is the second part of WUR, warm-up regulator, the repairs in detail, what to do right and what to do wrong. Link to the previous video is in the drop down on the left hand side. We start right after introduction. A nice bench job. This is the warm-up regulator of a 6-cylinder M110 engine with K-Jetronic, meaning before 1985 when K-Jetronic was introduced, which made this component obsolete. Underneath that coin-shaped metal plate, which is being held in place with 4 screws, is the membrane. When you tighten the 4 screws, make sure and certain that this metal cup-shaped piece can move freely. See a large picture on the left hand side. Try a magnetic Phillips and see if it moves freely. It has to react to it. It must move freely. As being mentioned in that previous video, this component, or to be precise, the bimetal, is being heated when you fire up a cold engine until the minute when the engine is reaching its ideal temperature. A copper coil inside this green wrapping heats up the bimetal, which reacts and bends. We now check resistance. You see, indicated at 24 ohm. Let us check resistance, which is 24.3 ohm. This is ideal. Perfect. Couldn't be better. Well, centerpiece of membrane moves freely. Resistance checked. Next, insert that bimetal strip. Now, make sure that the groove with the hole sits right and tight above the center of the plate. See what I mean? Has to be right in the center. This plunger pin moves up and down to alter positions of the membrane to allow the fuel to pass. The socket needs to be held in place with this safety clip that slides into that groove to make this component airtight. Socket for the plug is in place and secured. Pull it up carefully with a plier because the clip must hold the socket firmly so the sealing is airtight, because this component is a vacuum. We talk about this later on. At this port here, air is being sucked off. Bimetal is right in the middle. Now let us bolt it in the proper way. Regular washer first, then spring lock washer. Next, the bolt. Do not tighten the bolt before the bimetal is in a centric position, absolutely centric. Once you got it right in the middle, tighten the bolt with a socket size 10, wiggle wiggle, and it works. It needs to be right in the middle for sure. See, that hole has to be in the center. Use some grease to lubricate the pin, which helps to hold it in that bottom part. Try again. Now take the plunger plate that will hold the springs. Insert it carefully. This version has 2 coil springs. Place the small one in the middle. Next, larger spring over the smaller one. See what I mean? The springs are here in the appropriate seat. Outer and inner spring, outer and inner ring. Place top of housing carefully on counterpart. Make the springs sit snugly. Slide in all 4 bolts so they hold the 2 halves in place. A flathead Phillips will do the job. Fiddle in the nuts at the bottom. Four bolts are tight, and now we check for vacuum leaks. We now get to the funny part. We have checked this very component already. Now let us create a vacuum and look for leaks. This port here is being connected to a hose to create a vacuum with this pump. Here we go. The link to this hand pump is in the description below. Actually a very useful tool. Could not do without it. You see, vacuum is not being held. Air intrusion at some point. Let's look for it. Let me tighten these bolts a little more, a little harder. Vacuum needs to be permanent. Still air intrusion. Maybe the safety clip allows some air intrusion. Therefore, the sealing of the resistor is not absolutely airtight. I'll have a look. All 4 bolts being tightened. Socket is airtight. I have replaced the sealing before. Yes, permanent vacuum achieved. I've got it done. There is a wide variety of these warm-up regulators. With 1 spring, with 2 springs, some have a slightly different design when used for 8-cylinder models. Spare part numbers are always being imprinted or embossed on the housing. Therefore, different repair kits are available. Make sure you order the right one. You will be surprised. There are many on the market. These WUR are crucial for 6-cylinder models. If this component fails, you need a second person to press down the baffle plate for several minutes until the engine has reached operating temperature. It sounds ridiculous. It is less dramatic with 8-cylinder models, with 8-cylinder engines I mean. If you want to, I could repair this comment for little money for you. You just need to contact me. Hope you have liked this video. Hope to see you around next time for another episode of our 107 channel. Bye bye everyone. Bye.